personal email feels faster in the moment. Someone's locked out of their work inbox. A client needs an answer. A vendor needs a doc. So you say, just use your Gmail for now. Pretty normal. But that one, for now, is how small businesses quietly lose control of money, records, and access. Not because your people are bad, because the business no longer owns the lane the work is happening in. And when things get messy, an invoice dispute, a customer claim, a payment that should have gone through, an employee who leaves, your leverage disappears fast. You can't pull the thread because the thread isn't yours. Do you want convenience today or control when it counts? Most business owners don't feel it the day it starts. They feel it the day they need a clean answer fast, and the only person who has it is the person whose personal inbox it's sitting in. This isn't about being the email police. It's about keeping your business runnable under pressure. When you need to know who said what got promised, and who you can shut off right now. There are two ways personal email usually breaks first. One hits your bank account, because money moves inside conversations you can't fully see or verify. The other hits your ability to prove what happened, shut off access, and hand work off cleanly. No tech tutorial today. Just a fast way to judge risk and keep your leverage without making your team hate you. All right, let's start with the one that hurts the fastest: money. I'm Kevin, founder of Sentree Systems. I've spent the last 20 years helping small business owners protect their data and their livelihoods. Here's the pattern I see over and over. Personal inboxes create invisible exceptions. You don't notice it at first. A project manager can't get into the company email because the password reset is taking too long. A field lead is on the road and doesn't want another app. Someone says, I'll just send it from my personal email so the vendor sees it. Now you've got business conversations happening in a place you don't control. No shared visibility. No simple way to confirm who really said what. And under deadline, people approve things in the dark because they're trying to keep the job moving. Let me give you a clean example. Devin runs a home services contracting business. Busy schedule, crews out every day, vendors coming and going. One of Devin's project managers starts using a personal Gmail account temporarily for vendor coordination because it's faster than waiting on IT, and it works. A few weeks later, there's a normal email thread about a materials order. Then a message lands that says the payment details changed, and it needs to be handled quickly to avoid delaying delivery. Parts of it can look real. The project manager forwards it. Somebody pays it. And for a few days, everything seems fine, until the real vendor follows up, asking why they're still unpaid. Now Devin's team is stuck in the worst kind of situation. You might have to pay twice just to keep the job on schedule. The vendor is frustrated. Your bank is asking questions. Your team is pointing fingers. And you're burning hours trying to reconstruct what happened, because the key thread is sitting inside someone's personal inbox. And this is why business email fraud is so hard to catch. It's costly for small businesses, partly because it doesn't always rely on a big, obvious gotcha. Sometimes it's just a believable request at the right time, in a channel where you don't have strong controls. And when the bank can't claw it back, the business owner ends up eating it, or eating the delay. Either way, the job still has to ship, payroll still has to clear, and you're explaining to a customer why the schedule just slipped. So what matters here isn't train everyone to spot perfect fakes. What matters is owning a clear payment lane. One small move that changes the game. Payment detail changes never get confirmed inside the email thread, personal or business. They get confirmed outside of it using a known saved phone number or a portal you already use. because the moment your team treats email as the place where money instructions get finalized, personal email turns from convenience into risk. And once money moves, you don't get to rewind it just because the inbox was temporary. Now, let's move from money to the slower problem: control. Because even if nobody ever tricks you into sending a bad payment, personal email still creates a quiet ownership issue. Your company's paper trail is sitting on someone else's property. That's fine right up until the day you need it fast. Same business, same Devon. Over time, an office coordinator starts handling scheduling changes, refunds, and those little "we'll make it right" promises from a personal email and texts. It starts innocent. They're just trying to keep customers happy and keep the calendar full. Then that person leaves. Could be on good terms, could be messy. Either way, now a customer disputes a charge, and you need to prove what was promised and when. A vendor asks for a timeline. Your insurance wants documentation. Maybe an attorney letter shows up, and you need to respond with specifics, not vibes. And suddenly, you're piecing together screenshots, forwarded chains, and half-remembered conversations, because the business doesn't actually own the thread. That's the leverage loss. Not because you're trying to micromanage people, because when the company can't produce clean records, you end up paying to make problems go away. More refunds, more discounts, more time wasted on he said, she said. And when it's tied to a claim or a contract, it can turn into real legal spend. This is where downtime shows up too. Someone can't find the latest version of a quote. The conversation is missing, and you lose a day recreating work you already did, while the customer wonders if you're organized. There's also a hidden snag most business owners don't notice until it hurts. Personal email gets used to sign up for software tools, password resets, billing notices, client portals. Even if you have good intentions, you can't shut access off cleanly if the recovery email is someone's personal address. That's why this gets sticky. When a role touches revenue, customer promises, contracts, or sensitive information, it helps if the business owns the inbox, and ideally the phone number tied to it. So when people move on, the work stays. This isn't about being strict. It's about keeping operations stable when things get weird, because they will. If it would matter to your bank, your customer, or a lawyer later, it belongs in a business-owned channel. If you want to know whether your email lane and access are already loose, run our cyber health check. It's built for moments like Devon's, where temporary exceptions turn into money loss. The link is in the description. In our next video, we'll break down the simplest way to spot the looks normal messages that cost small businesses real money.